So I am in a busy location right now, and if you are someone who is dealing with social anxiety, then it's good for you to go out in the open and start practice speaking or practice actually approaching people, which is what I did today. So I think that's a good thing you can do because I used to be very shy and socially awkward. So you know, so it's a good thing if you can get out in the open and then do some practice. So when I did my approaches today, I've done that so for like many years, and if you are someone who's dealing with social anxiety, it's good to like go there and try that because then you get a lot of practice and then you can deal with like overcoming your insecurity, so that's a good thing. And basically, if you want to do that, there are two ways you can go about it. These are the two ways that I personally use. It's like the first one is basically just going from a state of flow, so making sure that like everything feels great and everything feels calibrated and everything feels right. And you're basically allowing it to happen. And you're trying to make it happen a little bit, but most of the thing is like you're letting it happen. And you're like creating a state of flow. The other way is going to be necessary, like if you're dealing with like a lot of anxiety, like, and you just can't get yourself to say hi to someone or to start a conversation with someone, is basically use a little bit of willpower and create it from a state of like push, create it from a state of action. So that's a good strategy you can use, because for me today and yesterday I was like stuck and I couldn't make approaches. So I started like getting a little bit angry, and that helped me like really push through the resistance that I was experiencing. And that helped me then, first of all, to get my inner state right, to where like I was thinking the right thoughts. Because before that, like I was trying to approach and it was like getting in my head, I was like getting really sad and stuff that I couldn't approach. And then like I was getting down. So what I did is like really start to get present with my state. So like a meditation, almost like a life active meditation. And then I was through the anger I was creating, I was like getting my thoughts right. And then because of that momentum, I was unable to approach girls. And so yeah, I basically was able to approach like 5 or 10 girls yesterday and 2 or 3 girls today. Not that it's all about that, but it is part of it, of course. So that's a good thing. And so if you are dealing with that, if you are dealing with social anxiety, it's good in the beginning that you learn to like push yourself, because you're going to need to overcome a certain step to take action. And it's going to be necessary if you want to do that. So that's important, especially when you can't get the reps in. Become like a little bit angry at yourself and at the situation, but anger in a good way, right? Anger to create truth and to create positive momentum. not the anger that you get frustrated, not that type of anger. But it's like a little bit of a positive momentum push. It does help a lot. It's not something you can always sustain in the long term, but it is. Certain situations do call from it, and then especially helps, like I said, like if you are really shy and if you're a beginner and you can't create that natural flow state, then you need to push a little bit. So that's what helped me today and yesterday. So yeah. So this approach stuff, this is of course great if you want to approach women. It's a good exercise for that. But it also helps just, your general confidence, it does transfer to entrepreneurship as well. Not 100%. It is what it is. But it does give you things that sales doesn't give you. Because with sales, oftentimes, especially digital sales, I try to get really precise in selling my offer. And so I think about all the pain points. I really try to hold space. I'm really present with them. But what cold approaches give me is sort of like a more organic, natural connection between people. And, it's not always natural because sometimes, you do really tend to push. But it creates more of like a vibe. That's what you're trying to create. So it does that transfers. And then also just the courage that you build by doing it. That's also stuff that helps a lot. And so, I don't think that this is necessary if you want to improve sales. But if it is something that you like, it can definitely help in many areas. So I think that's a good thing. I would always say, you have to really be aware if you do that you do it in the right way. Because even with sales, like this is evident, right? If you want to sell, you want to be careful about how you do it. Otherwise, people are not going to trust you. And you might create bad results. You might create bad experiences. And it's the same thing with cold approaches, but it's even more so with cold approaches because girls can be a big distraction. And, doing these things like in public and things like that can also become a big distraction. And especially if you don't do these things in the right way, then, you can create sort of like a bad reputation for yourself. So often it's not about the actions that you do. It's more about the energy you do them with. And so it's what I say is it's all about calibration. So it's all about feeling the energy out and feeling what type of energy is appropriate for the situation. And I think that's actually what can make the ethics of your entire thing work. It's not this action, that action, that action. It's really the energy you have, and it's the the sense of calibration that you have within that determines the energy. Because I used to be very a logical person, and then I thought if I want to have good interactions with people, and if I want to make people feel I'm doing the right thing, then I need to make sure I need to do this, and I need to do that, and I need to do that. But it doesn't really work like that. Because logically, that might be true, but if you can't make people feel and believe that what you're doing is right, then it doesn't matter. So it's all about the energy you create and how well you calibrate that. And that's what you can do So, like I said, give it a try if you are someone who you're a little bit shy or afraid of talking to people, or you feel insecure, or you just feel like you can't make friends and you want to feel better about yourself socially, then you have to do something. And I think like actually doing things, going out and doing things, is like the best way to learn. For some people, it's always the thing that some people also see faster and better results than others. But what I've come to believe is that every one of us has like a unique growth process. As cheesy as that sounds, but I think it's true. So everyone is really at a different state, and every process and phase of every person is unique. So don't compare yourself too much with others if you feel like growth is slow for you. I think the most important thing you can do is to look at things objectively and ask yourself, have I really tried? Have I really put in the effort in order to see improvement with this? Have I really been sticking to the plan? Have I really been putting in the work day after day? And if the answer is yes, then you can't blame yourself too much. The only thing that you can do then is look elsewhere, and it's going to be in the system, right? It's going to be, maybe you need a different approach to things. Maybe you need to try things in a different way. Maybe you need to reassess how you're going about things, how you're going about your interactions, or how you're going about your practice. Maybe you need to ask advice from someone like external and ask them how they see you. Maybe you need a coach, maybe you need a therapist, maybe you need some of those things. But, most important thing is that you see the progress for yourself. So that's what I say. So, like I said, if you are shy, give it a try. Try to take actions to improve your life, to make yourself more social, make yourself more confident. And I think that's a good thing. And don't forget about calibration, because that's also important. Anyway, guys, I'm out for today. Check out my next video if you want. I'll see you later. Cheers.